Well, who's on next? This is the 15th edition, and it was really conceived to support Made in Italy and to support the new generation of designers. So, this contest is been on for 15 years. So, throughout these 15 years, fashion has changed a lot. So, even the evaluation of designer, didn't really change, but it's also a different way of seeing collections, because nowadays designers, compared to the past, have also a different approach of how expressing their collection. So what I see when I see a designer today is, obviously I always try to find the talent, but I think it's very important that designers have their own straight vision and they have a concept that gives a message, because nowadays I do think that obviously it's important quality of how the clothes is made, but the message is the most important. And obviously now also responsibility is very important. So the new generation of designers today have also the responsibility of creating projects or collections that give also a nice message of awareness, because climate change. So there's not really a precise way of selecting talent. I travel all around the world and I see a lot of designers, so I'm always fascinated also to listen to the stories of the designers, because each designer has its personal background, tradition. So I think this is also very important to, in a way, to communicate, what you really want to express throughout your clothes and your projects. Well, fashion, it's a wonderful field to be in, because it's creativeness, it's a lot of things, and fashion is inspired by many aspects, by photography, movies, art. So I think it's important, because fashion is not about clothing, it's about giving messages, about giving vision. So when we talk about art, obviously the links to fashion are very common. Because designers nowadays, from always, has inspired themselves from many aspects, and art is also very fundamental in fashion, because we can see also big groups like LVMH and Kering that are investing of doing this kind of cultural clash between fashion and art, because I think it's something that it's kind of natural. Fashion, it's like in the life of everyone, because you feel it in art, but then you can feel it in the cinema, obviously in photography. But there are many examples of brands that maybe englobed art in their brand. I can think about like Loewe with their craftsmanship award in art that give the chance to new generation of artists to be seen. So I think also this also comes back to the question before, of who's on next. So I think that this kind of clashes are very important, because then you support the new creatives and the new designers. So I think the magical happens when you manage to bring fashion in another level. The best example is Reka Bakuro for Comme des Garçons, she's always done these shows which were more of a pièce théâtrale, or these pieces really of art, but and then it's a designer that you can perfectly sell, but her show is more of a performance of creativeness and art. So I think this is when the magic happens. For younger talents, the new generation of talents, it's not an easy path, to come out and be seen and supported by the industry. I think that nowadays, I cannot say it became more difficult, because in a way, talents now, the new designers have many more tools today rather than in the past. So I think that it's obviously the evolution of time, and in this moment, it's not an easy moment for the world and for determined countries. But I always do think that if the new generation is supported and they believe in the future, they can make it. And I think that Who's on Next, or platforms like, we had in the jury Sofia from 10 Magazine, Stavros from Machine that he's doing great work with. If you have people which really believe in changing and in evolving and in supporting, things can be done. And you know, the new generations now, it's a difficult moment, but also through the tools of social network, it's also much easier to communicate. The thing is, it's very easy to communicate, but it's very difficult to understand what you want to communicate, because you know, to do an Instagram account, it takes you a second, but then to fill in it, I mean, you have to fill it with something that makes sense, and obviously now it's more the nonsense than the sense. So I think, I mean, what I really believe when I speak with designers or I do master classes to these designers is said, to these creators, not designers, because it's not just about fashion designers, is that they have to really be very, you know, their feet on the ground, always believing what they think. Do not listen a lot, because many designers lose themselves because they really listen to too many people, and then, you know, oh, I am a minimal designer, and then they ask me to be, you know, a print designer. Then I'm a print designer, but you have to do minimal. I mean, if you were born minimal, you have to stick to your roots, you know, you have to be coherent. And I think that this is very important, because designers lose themselves very quickly. So I think that, I mean, social networks are great, but they have to be used in a very smart way. So the real difference between now and like 10 years ago, obviously the big difference is the internet and the social networks. But now there's also another big challenge, which is responsibility and sustainability, which I do think, I always tell new designers that if you want to do something new, I mean, if you're born tomorrow to be a designer, you have to be responsible. There's no other way. Nowadays it's this, or if not, it's better to do something else.